Borderlands 4 is just around the corner with only 30 days left until launch. This next month is officially the month of Borderlands, and if you want to be ready, I'm going to be breaking down all the key mechanics and information you need to know before it drops. What's up guys, my name is Fervor, welcome back to the channel. Today we're covering everything you need to know about Borderlands 4 so far, from skill trees and weapon systems to the movement and new gameplay features. Whether you're a longtime fan or just trying to catch up, this is your complete breakdown of everything we know so far. With that said, let's dive right on in. The first thing to get out of the way is the open world. Unlike Borderlands 3, Borderlands 4 feature a truly open world where you can travel freely from one side of the map to the other without loading screens interrupting the flow. The game features dynamic weathers that change in real time, adding another layer of immersion to the experience. While open world games can be divisive, this change feels like a natural evolution for the series, moving past the segmented zones of the last game that were largely a product of past hardware and software limitations. The developers have stated that they want to remove artificial boundaries and limitations wherever possible to make the world feel more alive and continuous. Building on that, the developers didn't just change up the map layout, they improved upon existing systems that worked well in Borderlands 3, expanding them in ways that rewarded deeper player investment. A prime example of this is the Vault Hunter skills. Each character now has 3 massive skill trees, each starting with a base area before branching to 3 distinct paths. Across 50 levels, players earn 49 points to spend, which means you can't max out every tree, but you can fully explore one and nearly complete another. This design encourages thoughtful build choice rather than mindless point dumping, and the devs also confirmed that the trees are planned to be expanded on with DLC, so as you progress beyond the base game, you'll unlock new paths that keep your builds unique compared to other players. These trees are a playground for build brewers. If you've seen any of the Rafa or Vex skill tree breakdowns, you know the amount of combinations and synergies available is staggering. Pairing that with the sheer volume and variety of gear makes for an almost overwhelming theory crafting experience, which is exactly what many build crafters like myself and Borderlands fans live for. Speaking of gear, the weapons and inventory system have received major upgrades as well. Borderlands 4 introduced a new license part system where weapons come with randomized modifiers tied to specific manufacturers. Each manufacturer license out one unique part that grants signature effects. For example, a weapon might have torque license part that allow you to throw the weapon instead of reloading for an explosive effect, paired with Jacob's licensed barrel part that ricochet bullets on crit. This layering adds complexity without being confusing once you get used to it. Grenades and ordnance also function differently depending on license part. A torque grenade might gain remote detonation, a vault-off grenade explodes on impact, and a ripper grenade teleport to a target. Throwing weapons like knives count as a grenade for skill synergies, but also have their own modifiers. Different weapon rarities also affect the number of licensed parts that they can have. Epics might roll 4, while legendaries may have 3 plus a legendary affix effect, which means sometimes an epic weapon can be more desirable than a legendary, which is a smart design choice to encourage build diversity. In addition to weapons, there are enchantment mods that buff manufacturers and grant stat bonuses, such as explosive damage for torque or ricochet on non-critical bullets for Jacobs. These let you further specialize your build around your preferred gear or playstyle. The game includes both returning and new manufacturers, old favorites like Jacob, Malawan, Valdos, Twerk return, but new ones like Order, Ripper, and Daedalus also makes an appearance. Order weapons focus on precision and charged attacks. Rippers offer fully automatic weapons with charge up mechanics, and Daedalus is known for versatility with multiple ammo types. Now, we have seen some of these weapons in action, and for what I can tell, it does look like these new manufacturers will be bringing a whole new layer of customization and a playstyle to the game that I'm actually pretty excited for. Healing has also been streamlined with Repkits replacing the need to find healing orbs. These kits can heal you instantly or over time and come with buffs like increased movement speed, allowing players to tailor their survivability and mobility further. This adds yet another layer of build depth, especially for speedrunners or aggressive players. The shield system has also been overhauled as well, introducing new armor shield options alongside traditional energy shields. Armor shields provide flat damage reduction and regenerate segments, gradually favoring brawler playstyles that stay in the thick of the fight. Energy shields regenerate faster but require you to avoid damage. Both shield types impact with existing buffs and have unique vulnerabilities. Armor take extra damage from corrosive attacks, while energy also is more susceptible to shock damage, which will make boss fights and enemy encounters a little bit more strategic. In addition to this, Overshield is also a new mechanic, granting shield beyond your max temporarily but decaying after several seconds, which opens up new defensive tactics. Now, in addition to all that, movement in Borderlands 4 is actually more dynamic than ever. You retain sliding from Borderlands 3, but you also gain vertical mobility with jetpacks that let you double jump and glide. Grappling hooks add another traversal tools, usable on specific points and even bosses, enhancing verticality in combat interactions, and dash and wall climb mechanics is also returned. making movement fluid and responsive. The jetpacks and the grapples are just not for show, they are integral for boss fights and environmental puzzles. For example, you might need to double jump to dodge a tail whip, then grapple somewhere else to avoid elemental damage, and even fishing has been revamped using the grapple, adding a small but meaningful activity to the open world if you're into that kind of stuff. Ammo management is easier too, as the game now automatically collects ammo from defeated enemies and loot containers, so you can focus more on combat, exploration, or anything else other than micromanaging your inventory, what I believe to be the worst part of any game. Boss fights have been designed to be more challenging and interactive, with immune phases that prevent you from burning their health instantaneously. Once you do defeat a boss though, you can farm it more easily with Moxxi's Encore, a new mechanic that lets you respawn bosses at will. This is a major quality of life improvement for players hunting specific loot drops. Beyond bosses, you can replay entire missions directly from the menu, allowing for solo or co-op runs without restarting or rejoining sessions. The world itself, Kryros, if I said that correctly, is vast and rich with multiple vaults, each featuring unique bosses and loot pools. This variety promises a long-lasting endgame with enough content to keep players engaged well after the main story is long over. Exploration is further enhanced by your new robotic companion, Echo 4, who projects a path to objective at a button press. Also, vehicles have a major overhaul, giving you the ability to summon them on the go rather than going to a catch-a-ride like in previous titles. Think of this as something of a mount system where you can just kind of summon them on the go, but you're going to have significantly more customization options. Vehicles have independent speeds, acceleration, handling, boost stats, and things like that, and it's going to be dependent on the different manufacturers like Jacobs or Torque, adding customization and tactical choice to your traversal now. The user interface now prioritizes a compass instead of traditional mini-maps, a design choice driven by the verticality and the vast scale of the open world. While you can bring up a full map on demand, the compass provides a clear directional sense that keeps exploration intuitive and immersive. In response to community feedback, the combat minimap was later added to deliver precise enemy positioning during fights, striking a careful balance between immersion and player utility. Throughout the world, dynamic events will actually take place. If you ever played a game like Diablo 4, then you should be somewhat familiar with this mechanic. One example is like an airship landing event where players must clear mobs and destroy the ship to earn valuable loot such as cosmetic. Again, very much a throwback to Diablo 4 and the Hell Tides and things like that. You're going to be able to get SDU tokens and gear, so this is going to add a little bit more depth to the open world. And then for players who have friends unlike me, co-op is going to be seamless and fully integrated. If you're not familiar with Borderlands, it simply means that if you're level 20 and a level 5 join, you can still team up and get meaningful gear, won't feel too imbalanced, and the difficulty will be adjusted relative to the players. Each player is going to get their own tailored challenge and they're going to get their own tailored loot, and this is going to be good for those who may not have as much time as their friend or whatever the case is. So should expect that in the game once again. Overall, from what we can tell, Borderlands 4 is expanding on the series scope in every direction: the open world, massive skill trees, deep gear customization, dynamic movement, and meaningful in-game system like boss farming and replayability. Shows that the developers have put a lot of thought into keeping both the veterans and newcomers engaged. Personally, I have never covered a Borderlands game, but I am really invested into this. I really want to see what it brings to the table. I have played Borderlands 3, never really gave it as much of a try as I should have back in its infancy, but with what I'm seeing of Borderlands 4, this does look pretty promising in the grand scheme of things. And there you have it. That's the full breakdown of what you need to know about Borderlands 4 to get you caught up. Deep skill trees, dynamic open worlds, new gear system, and everything in between. Whether you are optimizing your build or diving into the story, this game is shaping up to deliver. Now, if you found this content helpful, make sure to drop me a like as well as subscribe for more in-depth coverage as we get closer to the release of Borderlands 4. Let me know down in the comments if there's something I missed or got wrong. There is a lot to go over in Borderlands 4. They are adding a ton, so I could have gotten it wrong. Let me know down in the comments. My name is Fervor. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one very soon.